So this month here at CLF, we are divorcing ourselves, if you will, from all the outside flurry and activity and frenzy of the holidays, because I know that that's happening and we need to be engaged in that to some degree, but we're coming here every week to go within, to ground ourselves in something sacred and holy, which then enables us to go back out there and do what we need to do in the world to get prepared for, the holiday and the Christmas the celebration and New Year's and all that this time of year brings on. We have 14 days, by the way, till Christmas. Woohoo! So you may still have lots of things to be done, but if you still have Christmas shopping, go to Daniel's Table in the Wisdom Center and the Wisdom Center bookstore, and you can have it all done today. So I think that makes it easy. We've actually made a couple of decisions of some things of yours we're going to buy for gifts. That all of your work, 100 and how many songs? 140 songs. All of his songs in one place, one little flash drive for $70. That is a heck of a deal. I'm getting that for my sister and others. I don't know. So anyway, that's a great deal. So you could do your Christmas shopping here, get it all done. But what we're really here to do each week this month is to dive into a very sacred and holy prayer. The prayer said by the man whose life we celebrate, whose birth we celebrate this month. The prayer called the Lord's Prayer, or called the Our Father. And what we're doing for the 3 Sundays of the month that we have, remembering we're not meeting on Christmas Sunday, we're taking that Sunday off, letting our staff and volunteers have that Sunday off. So what we're doing for the 3 Sundays of December is looking at different translations, because there are many of that beautiful, amazing prayer originally spoken in Aramaic. If you want to take a deeper dive into why this prayer is so important and the role that Jesus plays in our Science of Mind teachings, feel free to listen to last week's talk, jump online and listen, because I don't want to back up at all, because we've got good stuff to do today. I want to jump right into the translation of the prayer that we're going to look at today. And it comes from a book called Prayers of the Cosmos, Meditations on the Aramaic Words of Jesus. This book was written by Neil Donald Klotz, and this is an amazingly gorgeous translation. And here it is. O birther, father, mother of the cosmos, focus your light within us, make it useful. Create your reign of unity now through our fiery hearts and willing hands. Help us love beyond our ideals and sprout acts of compassion to all creatures. Animate the earth within us. We then feel the wisdom underneath supporting all. Untangle the knots within so that we can mend our hearts' simple ties to each other. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from that which holds us back from our true purpose. Out of you, the astonishing fire, returning light and sound to the cosmos. Amen. Whoa. Isn't that gorgeous? That is profoundly beautiful. And we will post that up on our Facebook page so you can have access to it, or you can get his book as well. But we'll post that so you can have access to it. I want us to look at 3 sections of it this morning. We're not going to look at the whole prayer. Don't have time to dissect the whole prayer, but I want to look at 3 sections that I think are really important for us in our world today. And I think maybe Jesus anticipated today, 2017, anticipated today by writing these words that have been translated and interpreted in this way. So the first section of it I want to look at are the very first 2 lines, because they are an invitation that I want us to make sure we get. So it begins, O birther, mother, father of the cosmos. So there we are. We're just setting the tone that we are in communion with this expression of life, this higher idea, this all that is, was, and ever will be, all that creates all that is. We are in connection, in communion with that essence that we call God. O birther, mother, father of the cosmos. Focus your light within us, make it useful. Focus your light within us. Make it useful. We talk all the time here. There we go. We talk all the time in here about our light, about the light of the divine within us, about how we are the light of God, that God lives as us, in us, through us, right? You're familiar with that kind of conversation, right? Because we have it in here all the time. This prayer says, focus your light within us. Make it useful. Light dispersed is amazing and wonderful, and, it's needed. But think about focus light. What is focus light? A laser, right? The power of a laser versus the power of light dispersed. The power of a laser can cut a diamond. This is inviting us to focus that light that we are in such a way that we are extraordinarily useful. That's the second part of that statement. Make us useful. Make this light that we are, that's already in us, mean something. I think that's the way I'm hearing this. Make it mean something. It's just not just ours to, okay, it's my little light. I got it. I'll let it shine maybe here and maybe here. No. Focus it. Laser focus it and make it useful. And I believe that right now in the world, we are needed. Those of us who are awake, or are thinking about waking up or wanting to wake up, right? Or have given consideration to waking up. The world needs us to focus that light and make it so useful in the world. Do something with it. Don't just, as that old song that we sing now in a different way here, but I learned in my, Baptist as a little kid, don't hide your light under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine, right? And the song is, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, right? That's how the words go, original words. But we, of course, tweak words here. We change things. So we don't let our, ask for our little light to shine. We say our big light now shines. So that's for the children when they come in. We'll sing that later with them, but I want to say it to you. It's time, and Jesus is saying, focus your light within and let it out and make it useful. It needs to be useful. The rest of the prayer is really how we do that, is how we make that light useful. How do we laser focus it so that we are absolutely a light that is powerful and helpful in this world. But before we get to the rest of the prayer, I just want you to say with me, my light within is meant to shine and be useful. My light within is meant to shine and be useful. One more time. My light within is meant to shine and be useful. Yes. So here is how we make it useful. There's an invitation first that I think could precede each of these lines. It only precedes it once, but I think it could precede each of the lines. But it goes like this. Create your reign of unity now through our fiery hearts and willing hands. Help us love beyond our ideals and sprout acts of compassion for all creatures. Notice it does not say all people. It's more than that. It's bigger than that. It includes people. But it's more than that. So I'm going to break that apart a little bit. Create your reign of unity now through our fiery hearts. Oh, what an invitation. Create your reign. God, this is a prayer speaking to God, and in our affirmative way, we don't speak to God. We accept and affirm, but we're going to use the original words. I'm not going to tweak that right now. We will in a bit, actually. But for now, create your reign of unity through our fiery hearts. What does that mean to you? Here, talk to me a little bit. What does fiery heart mean to you? Yes, Sam. My passionate heart. Yes. What else does your fiery heart mean to you? My vibrant heart. What else does it mean to you? Speak to me. Talk to me. Lois, I see something coming. Effervescent. I love it. What else? Courageous. Thank you. Yes. What else? Illuminated heart. Yes. Enthusiastic. Did I hear that? Yes. Say that again. An inspired heart. Yes. Let your forget. Oh, you're going to take us where we're going to go in a bit. But yeah, absolutely forgiving. That's the fiery heart. We create a reign of unity through that, first and foremost, through our fiery heart, a heart that's passionate and enthusiastic and on fire and forgiving and all those beautiful words that you said, effervescent and vivacious. Yes, yes, yes. Second piece of that is, I'm going to add, create your reign of unity through our willing hands. What does that mean? My willing hands. And doing, taking action, doing the work, our willing hands. To me, willing even suggests maybe it means doing something that we just assume not. You know, I just assume be cocooned or stay mad or whatever. To me, this says I am willing to step out and help and serve and support with my willing hand. Does that make sense to you? Do you have other things that might mean to you? Anybody have anything else that could mean to you? Do you like that meaning of it? Say yes. Please say yes. Say with your, yes, amen, yes. Good, all right, that's what I need that every now and then, you know. I need a little bit of that now and then. All right, create your reign of unity now by helping us love beyond our ideals and sprout acts of compassion for all creatures. Help us love beyond our ideals. Oh. You know, I think we could say that right now in our world, particularly our world of the United States, whoa, things are interesting, right? Things are interesting. We had an election that was extremely divisive. And we have a country that is very, very, very divided right now. And we have some people happy with the results, and we have some people very unhappy with the results. So we've got a lot of division and a lot of both sides slinging arrows at the other side. It is incumbent on us to love beyond our ideals. To me, that speaks to a prayer, really a poem, but a prayer spoken many years before Jesus' Rumi, who said, beyond the ideas of right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I will meet you there. What is that field but the field of love? That's what that field is. Jesus' prayer is asking us to go to that field. Beyond what I think is right or wrong. I need to go there so I can have compassion for all creatures, human and otherwise, on this earth. That's what Jesus' prayer is calling us to, and we need to heed that prayer now more than ever. One of the things that many things that came out of the Cell to Soul retreat that Lonnie and I went to in New Mexico a couple of weeks ago with Greg Braden. So I said in our Wednesday night service when I mentioned Greg Braden's retreat last week, and so in Wednesday night service, and I said, Greg Braden, and I went, oh, and then I said in Wednesday night, I would love it if I had a choir of angels. Every time I said his name, a choir of angels went, oh, and so I said it later in the service, and Amy did that, and there's Amy, and she just did it again. So thank you for being my choir of one of angels. So right? I happen to think a lot of this modern teacher that we have, this Greg Braden. Great, that was good. And now if we could get you all on pitch, that would even be better. But, that's all right. No worries about that whatsoever. It was the thought that counted on that. So what he said to us, two things that I think are really important for right now. One, he said, and this is nothing we haven't heard before, but I love it that he brings the science to it, that we came into this life I talked about this last Sunday, fully equipped, fully ready, fully able to do to regenerate cells, to heal our physical body, to absolutely have precognition and intuition. And we came in and then we forgot it all. And so we're here to remember, remember, to master that which we already know, which is our oneness, which is our connection, which is our ability to manifest in this world like that, which is our ability to know before we even know, which is our ability to have an expanded understanding. We're here to remember those things. And he said that many times people ask him in retreats like this, you've shared with us so much and it's been so rich and so life-transforming to me. How can I take it out into my world and share with people? What can I say? How can I even begin to describe what you've shared with us and said with us? And he said, this is what I offer you to answer that question. Don't try to say what I said. Well, I am going to try that because, I'm a minister. I'm supposed to do that. But anyway, he said, don't even try to necessarily explain to people what we've experienced here. Just be transformed yourself. Be transformed yourself. And then go shine that greater light of yours into the world. So I say to you, you're in here. Be transformed yourself. And then shine that greater light into the world as you expand your idea of love and are willing to love beyond what you think is right and wrong and stand for love. I want to give you an example in our local community of standing for love. And Susan Peacock, thank you for sending me this week. It's an article in the paper. It's on Facebook. Montini wrote an article about it, so some of you may have seen it. But there's a local deli and bakery, a Middle Eastern deli and bakery on 16th Street about McDowell. And since the election, our divisive election, 2 times their front window has been broken. A rock or stone has been thrown through it, bricks have been thrown through their window 2 times, just since November 6th, I think, was that election day. So the first time they had enough money to pay for to replace it. The second time they didn't. And the owners were talking to a customer or two who put it up on Facebook. Social media can be good for some things. Who started a GoFundMe account. And so first of all, with all of this being on social media, the place is packed with customers who are in support of our fellow human beings, regardless of their religious persuasion or ethnic persuasion. It is irrelevant. They are creatures, right? This says to all creatures. So the place is packed with customers in support. They start this GoFundMe campaign to raise money to replace the window the second time. Local businesses, neighboring businesses contribute to that. At last count, Montini in his article said, at last count, there was $8,000 in that GoFundMe. Now that is a beautiful example of standing firm for love and for support and going beyond right and wrong. We could be really mad at the people who threw the stones or bricks and call them bad and all that. We could do that. But what if instead we went to that field of love and just did something about it? And that's what people have done for that little tiny microcosm of our bigger community. And I want to read the words of Montini in his article, and stay with me because he can be a little edgy, but just stay with me because I promise we'll get to the field. But for a moment it sounds like we're not going to get to the field. But this is what he said. Cowards who, and I know that's a label, but I just want you to hear what Montini said because it's kind of cool. Cowards who somehow feel empowered throw rocks at windows. We may have to get used to that for a while. It's good to know they'll face an underground army of honorable people prepared to rise up against any cheap show of bias or bigotry and beat it to a pulp with love. With love. Which takes us to the final piece in this prayer that I want to share with you. And that is untangle the knots within so that we can mend our heart's simple ties to each other. Untangle the knots within so we can mend our heart's simple ties with each other. And this to me speaks, as Linda said already, of the power and the need for forgiveness. Untangle the knots within our heart. Unforgiveness is a knot in the heart that will stay there until we make a conscious choice to untangle it. Forgiveness For self often has to be the first place, and then forgiveness out to the world, to another. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, between now and Christmas Day, 14 days, is to just in your private time, in your meditation time, in your heart, are there any knots tied that could be untied? Your mission this next 14 days is to untie at least one knot. Is it a knot on yourself, or is it a knot with someone else, or with a situation, or a condition, or whatever it might be, with a system, whatever it might be? The beautiful Buddhist prayer of forgiveness that Reverend Sherry McCreary a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago or so, offered us, this incredible prayer. I want to offer it to you right now again. You can absolutely Google it and find it easily. The Buddhist prayer of forgiveness is what it's called. But just listen to this. This is so incredibly powerful. You could take this with something or someone or yourself in mind and just pray this for the next 14 days. If I have harmed anyone in any way, either knowingly or unknowingly, through my own confusions, I ask their forgiveness. If anyone has harmed me in any way, either knowingly or unknowingly, through their own confusions, I forgive them. And if there is a situation I am not yet ready to forgive, I forgive myself for that. For all the ways that I harm myself, negate, doubt, belittle myself, judge, or be unkind to myself through my own confusions, I forgive myself. 14 days of that prayer, some knots will be untied in your heart. So we've looked at 3 stanzas, sections of, not the whole prayer, but we've looked at 3 sections. What I want to do is make those 3 sections into a personal proclamation, personalized proclamation. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to share with you this personalized proclamation. Then we're going to go right into, I'm going to share with you again the entire interpretation, translation of this prayer. Then we'll go back to the personal interpretation, and I'll chunk it down in small chunks and invite you to say it after me. Does that sound like a plan? All right, so let's close our eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And first, I will just share with you what came to me as personal declarations for these stanzas that we have looked at today. As I bring God's focused light out in me and make it useful, I am a vehicle for the expression of unity. Through my passionate heart and willingness to do that which isn't always easy, I love beyond my beliefs of right and wrong, and I am a voice for compassion, care, and kindness for all beings on planet Earth. I am committed to healing my heart so that the hearts of the world may be healed as well. O birther, Father, Mother of the cosmos, focus your light within us, make it useful. Create your reign of unity now. Through our fiery hearts and willing hands, help us love beyond our ideals and sprout acts of compassion for all creatures. Animate the earth within us. We then feel the wisdom underneath supporting all. Untangle the knots within so that we can mend our hearts' simple ties to each other. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back from our true purpose. Out of you, the astonishing fire, returning light and sound to the cosmos. Amen. And now we take our proclamation. And if you will repeat after me. As I bring God's focused light out in me, and make it useful, I am a vehicle for the expression of unity. Through my passionate heart and willingness to do that which isn't always easy, I love beyond my beliefs of right and wrong. And I am a voice for compassion, care, and kindness for all beings on planet Earth. I am committed to healing my heart so that the hearts of the world may be healed. One more time on that last one. I am committed to healing my heart so that the hearts of the world may be healed as well. And we seal this prayer in faith, in trust, and in truth.